I'm sitting in my dressing room at NBC Burbank. It's 1987. I've been hosting The Tonight Show for 25 years, and I just walked off stage after what everyone's calling a perfect episode. The audience loved it. The ratings will be through the roof. Ed's laughing in the hallway. Doc's packing up his trumpet, and I feel absolutely empty. There's a stack of newspapers on my desk. Critics raving about last night's monologue. Network executives sending congratulations. Fan mail piled so high it's spilling onto the floor. I pick up one letter. It's from a woman in Ohio thanking me for making her laugh during her chemotherapy. Beautiful letter. The kind that should make you feel something. I feel nothing. I'm 61 years old, and I've spent the last 2 decades caring about everything. Every rating point, every review, every joke that didn't land, every time a competitor got more attention. I've obsessed over what critics wrote, what NBC executives thought, whether I was funnier than David Letterman, whether I'd lose my edge, whether America still loved me. I was drowning, and I didn't even know I was underwater. Here's what nobody tells you about success. It doesn't free you, it traps you. Because suddenly you've got something to protect, something to lose, and you spend every waking moment terrified someone's going to take it away. I missed my son Rick's basketball championships because I was rehearsing monologues. I canceled dinners with friends because a writer pitched one more joke. I lost sleep over things that don't exist anymore, worrying about problems that solve themselves. If you've ever felt buried under opinions that shouldn't matter, crushed by standards that aren't even yours, I understand. But that night in 1987, something happened that changed everything. And what I discovered in that dressing room would take me 3 more years to fully understand. 2 weeks after that empty feeling hit me, my ex-wife Joanne called. We'd been divorced for years, but she only called when something was seriously wrong. "Ricky tried calling you 17 times this week," she said. "No hello, just that. My youngest son, 17 years old. I didn't even know." "I've been at the studio," I started, but she cut me off. "Johnny, he made the varsity team. He wanted to tell you himself. He waited by the phone every night." I felt something crack inside my chest. "Do you know what he said to me?" Joanne's voice was shaking now. He said, "Mom, I know Dad's busy making America laugh. I'm not as important as that." I couldn't speak. I just sat there in my office at 11 p.m., holding the phone, staring at tomorrow's monologue jokes spread across my desk. Jokes about politics, jokes about celebrities, jokes that would be forgotten by sunrise. My son thought he wasn't as important as a joke. Ed McMahon knocked and stuck his head in. He took one look at my face and came all the way in, closing the door behind him. "What's wrong, John?" I told him. Everything. The emptiness. The phone calls I didn't return. The obsession with ratings and reviews and staying number one. The fear that if I wasn't perfect, I'd lose everything. Ed sat down. He'd been beside me for 25 years, knew me better than almost anyone. "You know what nobody's going to remember," he said quietly. "They won't remember that we beat Letterman in the ratings on March 3rd, 1987. But Rick will remember that you weren't there when he needed you." He stood up, put his hand on my shoulder, and left. I sat there until 3 a.m., and I started making a list of everything I was going to stop caring about. That list changed my entire life. Let me tell you what I stopped caring about. I stopped caring about beating David Letterman in the ratings. He's brilliant. Let him have his wins. I stopped caring about what the New York Times critic wrote about my show. He never laughed at anything anyway. I stopped caring about being the funniest person at every party, in every room, at every moment. I stopped caring about network executives who thought they controlled my creative vision. I stopped caring about maintaining an image that was killing me from the inside. And here's what happened. The show got better, funnier, looser, because I wasn't strangling every joke with anxiety. I started going home at reasonable hours. I called my sons. I said no to things that didn't matter. I protected my mornings, my Sundays, my peace. 3 months after I made that list, we had a disaster of an episode, technical problems, a guest canceled last minute, my opening monologue bombed so badly you could hear crickets. Old Johnny would have stayed up all night replaying it, torturing himself, reading tomorrow's reviews with dread. New Johnny went home, slept 8 hours, woke up and had breakfast with a friend. The next night I walked out and told the audience, "Well, last night was a train wreck, wasn't it?" They roared. I made jokes about how bad it was, turned the disaster into the funniest bit of the week, because I didn't care about protecting some perfect image anymore. Here's what I learned about letting go. Most of what we think matters is just noise, other people's expectations, society's scorecards, metrics that have nothing to do with actual happiness or real success. You know what actually matters? Being present with the people you love, doing work that makes you proud, not work that impresses strangers, laughing genuinely instead of performing laughter, having integrity when nobody's watching, being kind when there's no camera pointed at you, protecting your peace over protecting your image. I started taking my son Ricky to breakfast every Saturday. No phones, no scripts, just us. We'd sit in this little diner in Malibu, and he'd tell me about school, about girls, about his dreams. Those Saturday mornings meant more to me than every Emmy I ever won. The less I cared about what didn't matter, the better I became at what did. But the real test came in 1992, and it showed me I'd finally learned the lesson. May 22nd, 1992, my final Tonight Show episode after 30 years. I could have obsessed over making it perfect, could have worried about the reviews, about whether my farewell would be memorable enough, about cementing my legacy. Instead, I sat in that same dressing room where I'd felt so empty 5 years earlier, and I felt completely at peace. You know what mattered from 30 years of The Tonight Show? Not the ratings or the awards or the famous guests. It was Ed's loyalty, Doc's friendship, the crew members whose kids I watched grow up, the letters from people who said we helped them through divorce, depression, lonely nights. What didn't matter? I can't even remember the critics' names now. The executives who thought they owned me are long forgotten. The competitors I worried about have moved on. So here's my advice to you. If it won't matter in 5 years, don't give it 5 minutes today. Let go of other people's opinions unless they're in the arena with you. Let go of comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Let go of perfectionism that steals your joy. Let go of grudges that only poison you. Let go of fear of judgment from people who don't even know your story. Hold on to the people who love you when the cameras are off. Hold on to work that fills you up, not just your wallet. Hold on to moments of real connection. Hold on to your integrity. I'm gone now. But if this landed with you, share it with someone who's carrying too much weight. Drop a comment and tell me one thing you're going to stop caring about today. And subscribe if you want more conversations like this. One more thing. Where are you watching this from right now? I'd love to know where this message is reaching you. Let go of what doesn't matter. You'll know what it is because it steals your peace without adding to your purpose. That's my final sign-off advice, and I mean it.